Okay, so welcome members. Now we are going to use the geometric frequency curve, or what we call the ogive, to calculate, to see how we get a pass mark, how we get students that scored above this or below this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, start with, here we have the question that the example we are going to use, of course. The table below shows marks of students. So these were your marks of students in a certain test, of course. Construct a frequency table and use it to calculate the mean mark. So it means that we need the summation f of x and then the summation f to get mean. Part B, draw a geometric frequency curve and use it to estimate the pass mark if 60% of students passed. Number of students that passed, the number of students that scored below 22 and above 22. We are going to see how we handle this. So because I asked us to get mean, I mean the summation fx over summation f. So we need the frequency. Now, to just convert these are now the marks. You said I'm putting them here, but this time I'm putting them vertically. Then this number of students are giving us now the frequency. See that where they are this, I'm replacing it with the frequency. So where the number of students are always equal to the frequency. Then x, the midpoint, because I need f of x, you get this plus this divided by 2. This plus this divided by 2. Then up to when we reach here down. Or the other way is to get the plus signs, you get 9 minus 5, then plus 1 is equal to 5. Then it's what you add here 5, you add here 5, add here 5, you add it to get the next one. That is the easiest way of getting them. Then because we are going to also plot the, you know that always the geometric frequency is plotted against, geometric frequency against the marks. So the marks we use the class limits here. So we need now the, so you get our adjustment factor, we get this minus this divided by 2, or this minus this divided by 2, or 10 minus 9 divided by 2. Then this adjustment factor we get, we subtract it here and we add it here. So we subtract here 0.5, we get this, you add here 0.5, we get that, and so on up to when we reach the side. Then as geometric frequency, we say you get always the first frequency, always the first geometric frequency. Then to get this, you get this, plus this, you get 10. Then this, plus this, you get 22. This plus this, you get this. Then this plus this, you get this. This plus this, you get that. Then f of x, you get this times this, you get this. This times this, you get this. You get that, and so on up to right here. Then after, you sum them. When you sum this and this, when you add them, summing means you add. So when you add everything here, you get this. Then you come and substitute in our formula for mean, and this is the mark. We get that this was the mean mark. Mean means that most of the students scored a mark almost similar to 17, for example. Now, here they are telling us that now draw a geometric frequency curve and use it to estimate. Now, drawing the geometric frequency, we plot it against the class limits. The geometric frequency against the class limits. So now, the class limits are here, 4.5 to 4.9. Then 4.9 to 14 point. Then 2, 19.5, then 22.5, then 2 up to that 4.5. Then we are plotting geometric frequency here. That my highest geometric frequency is that, so the scale of 10 for 5 centimeters will be, 2 centimeters for 5 students will be good for me. That's why from 0 to 5 here they are 10 centimeters. They are 10 small squares, or they are 2 centimeters. Like that, up when I reach my highest, which is 30. If you have 100, you can also do that scaling. Now, you need to know that what each small square is representing. So, on our horizontal, you see from here up to here, then it's 5. Meaning, because 2 centimeters are having 10 small squares, it means that 10 small squares are equal to 5. When you make this minus this, you get 5. So, if 10 are equal to 5, what about 1? So, divide here by 10, divide by 10, that's why you get 0.5 there. So, each small square is having 0.5. What about here? On the vertical, you see that from here up here, they are also 2 centimeters, meaning that 10 small squares are equal to 5 students. Remember that geometric frequency, we are adding students. I think you see the number of students. So what about 1 is equal to 0.5. This is the scale on the vertical. Today is the same, by the way, but other days it's not going to be the same. Now, after doing that, then I want to get the pass mark. Now, if 60% passed, it means that the balance failed. So, if 60% failed, it means that to get the balance at 60% passed, those who failed, you get 100 minus those who passed, those who passed, which is 40. So meaning, if you want now to know the pass mark, you need to know how many students failed, because if you fail to hit the pass mark, it means that you failed. That's why I'm getting the percentage of those who failed, which is 40. Then I get the 40%, I multiply it with the total, because the total class has 30 students. So it means that if I get this time with 30, it means that 12 students failed. So if 12 students failed, it means they failed to hit the pass mark. So now, I come here to this 12. So this 12, now these 12 are students. That's why I'm moving here. These are 12 students. These are students. Now it means that I'm motoring on the map of students. So these are students. Remember, we are adding them to get the cumulative frequency. So 12 students failed. So I come there. When I reach the ogive, then I come there. Then there, I read off that this one is one small square. So I'll set 14.5 then plus one small square times what its small square is on the horizontal. This small square is 0.5. Like that, and I get 15, meaning the pass mark was 15. So this one is all the 12 students failed it a pass mark. Now, the ogive to put it, you see that we are putting it against the So 9.5 is going with the 2. That's why here with the 2. 14.5 is going with the 10. That's why it's 10 and this. Then 24.5 goes with 26. 24.5 is going with the 26. Then 29.5 goes with 29. Here, you see here, and then the 29. Then 34.5 goes with 30. This, and then it's going with 30. That's how you put it. Then we say we put it using a free hand. You join those points. This one is orange starts here, then you join the points like that. So after estimating now, we say that now the 12 students from here, you come here and read off the pass mark. The pass mark, we have seen it's 15 marks. So whoever scored below 15, those people fail. Then I'm going to 2 students, or number of students that's passed. Number of students that passed, they know that's that we are 60%. So 60% of the total. The total are 30. So you get 60 over 100 times this, you get 18. Or you know that already 12 students failed. It means that if 12 fail, you get the total minus those who fail, you get those who passed. So 18 passed. That's the other alternative. Then here they are asking us the number of students that scored below 22. Now 22 is a mark. So now immediately we are going to start from now the axis for marks, which is this. So 22, how am I getting 22? You need to know how am I going to get this 22. What we are going to do, you know 22. How are you getting 22? You know from here, 22 is between this and this. So you know already here is the starting mark here. So what you do, you get, from here you get 22 minus 19.5. Start to read that mean 2.5. Now, when you divide this by what is small square, you need to know how many small squares we are going to count. So divide by what is small square represents on the horizontal, which is 0.5. When you do this, you start to be having now 5 small squares. So it means that now from 19.5 I'm going to count 5 small squares. I'll be having now 22. That's the easiest method. So 19 now we count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meaning this is going to do my 22. Then from here, you want these are now marks. This is a score of 22. So you need to know how many students scored below. So scored below. So this and below. So these are going to be now from here up to this here, you come here. So now these students here scored below 22. So you come and read them. Me when I read them here, I read them start from 20 to this is that there are 8 small squares. So below 22 you get 20 plus 8. From here up here is 8, then times what its small square is representing on the vertical. One small square is 0.5. So that we get, when you multiply this, we get 4 plus this means that 24 students scored below 22. What about those who scored above 22? You get those who scored below 22. I mean those who scored below, those who scored below, you get those who scored below, those who scored above 22, they are going to be the students who scored above, below 22, we are 24. Those who scored above are going to be 24 minus the total, which is, 30 minus those who scored below. This is going to be 6. So, students who managed to score above 22 were only 6 students. What do? These who scored below were 24. It means that those who scored, if you never scored below, it means that you scored above it. You get now 30, the total students minus those who scored below 22, then you get 6 students. So that's how we handle that numbers. I wish you the best.